All right. What's happening, everybody? Man Cave Sports back here on a sports filled night just to discuss some Minnesota Wild before their game five showdown with the Vegas Knights. I believe they pushed the start back to 8:50 p.m. Central. Wild coming off of a game four overtime loss to the Knights on Saturday. And we'll talk a little bit about that before we preview tonight's game. But I'll start with you, Steve. Just want to get your take on Saturday's game. I mean, it was a great game to watch, high drama, a couple of things that didn't go the Wild's way. I think the special teams this series has been decent, and it was good that day outside of the 4 minute penalty there where we gave up the goal. But anyways, what was your assessment of Saturday's overtime loss?
Yeah, heartbreaker. A couple of bad pucks like that, like that one goal that went off the butt of our defenseman basically, and bounced into the net. And then at the end, in overtime there, we had that bouncing puck from Middleton, and Faber couldn't handle it, turnover. They were trying to get a rush up ice. The three forwards were, the forwards in the center, they're all taking off up ice, and we got left shorthanded with that turnover right there. And Barbashev was able to slap that garbage into the back of the net. So, it was a great game, high drama, lots of fun to watch. It was super intense, going back and forth. But penalties and turnovers. Once again, giveaways and turnovers. Those are the two areas we can't lose that statistic to Vegas, because they'll capitalize on it because they've been doing that all year long. So, we've got to be able to minimize our turnovers and minimize our penalties. And, it's kind of the difference right there. Both those things, you got two goals. Overtime was a turnover, and penalty, bouncing off our guy's butt. It was weird puck luck, but hey, just don't give them the opportunity. So, but it was a great game to watch. Lots of fun, but yeah, it didn't turn out our way.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been talking about Williams' performance throughout the series. Obviously, he had a rough first game, but that penalty was obviously of significance. Brian, talk about his play through 4 games so far.
Well, I mean, it is Zeev. He has the pedigree. He's the puck-moving offensive defenseman, and we got spoiled last year with Brock Faber coming on in. I mean, he looked like he belonged right away, but Brock did get a couple games before the playoffs started. Zeev is still young. He's 19 years old. I think for the most part, he looks like he belongs out there. It's just, I mean, as Mr. Steve would say, he's squeezing his stick a little bit. I mean, it's big lights, big pressure right here. And I think he's been handling it just about as good as he could. I mean, as I said, we were spoiled with Brock last year, but he is sitting out tonight. He's a healthy scratch. They're going with a little bit more experience with John Merrill. And all the Wild faithful. I mean, Merrill's a whooping boy every time he's out there. Damn it, Merrill! But I think it's a good move by Heinze to go with a little bit more experience, give the kid a rest.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm sure if obviously there will be a game 6, which is necessary, but we'll see if they make some changes based on tonight's performance. This one, I guess, is for either you. I know that Eriksson Ek was, he's playing tonight. I did hear that on the radio today, but is there any concerns from either of you guys on his health tonight?
Well, my thoughts on that, yesterday when I was talking to you guys on the Man Cave hotline, the bat phone, so to speak, was when I saw that, holy crap. I mean, that's the one guy. I'd rather go in it with Ek rather than Kaprizov if I had to have that choice. But he's the guy that he stirs the drink. He's the straw that stirs the drink. He's the guy that you can tell he's irritating to play against. I mean, people just don't want to deal with that guy all the time. What I did find out, though, it was just a maintenance day. Give him the day off. So it wasn't like the big alarms that I brought up yesterday.
Okay. Any closing thoughts on Saturday's game? I'll start with you, Steve.
It's a big one. I think we got to have it. We don't have a very good record when we don't win that pivotal game 5. I think we've only gone on to win one time. So we got to have it. It's we got to have the game tonight, the game 5, because we're just I don't like us winning 2 straight against Vegas. I mean, yeah, we did, but I don't like that. So I'd rather win tonight and then give us 2 more chances to get to be able to put this series away. So tonight's a big one. We got to have it. Turnovers and penalties. That's the big thing. Those giveaways and those penalties, don't give them extra chances. They're out shooting us. They out hit us. Everything else they're killing us on. Don't give them extra opportunities in the offensive zone.
Sounds good. Brian, anything in particular you're looking for tonight's tilt?
You know exactly what I'm going to say. I mean, I'm a broken record. We got to get on the board first. I've been saying it since we started this. We're dynamic. We're a fantastic team when we're playing from ahead. And it's just, I mean, we go down 0-1, hey, be naughty, you're overreacting. Anything can happen here, but it's a lot harder. My big thing is, as Mr. Steve did say, our PK has been fairly decent. I think we're at like a 63% clip on this particular series, and we've been dreadful all year long. The big thing is, don't turn the puck over, stay out of the box, and score first.
All right. Well, we're a little more than an hour away from face off. I guess the last thing I want to talk about, because I was listening on the radio as I was driving my son home from driver's ed tonight, just the significance of game 5. And I forget the percentage. I want to say it's probably somewhere in the 80% tile that whoever wins game 5 generally wins the series. Obviously 3-2 lead is not insurmountable. The Wild have done it previously as well, but is it do or die tonight for these guys? I mean, should they lose tonight, are they capable of coming back in a game 6 and 7 scenario against the Knights, particularly when you consider just the playoff history of that team? Either you can, Steve.
Yeah, I think tonight's too big of a game. I think we need to have it. I'm not, obviously the series not over if we don't have it tonight, but like you said, it's not quite 80%, but yeah, it's 70 some odd percent of the time you win game 5, you win in the series. And, but against a different team, maybe I wouldn't feel so bad, about it. But with the heavy hits, the power play that Vegas has, it takes a lot of mental energy to face that night in and night out, when you're playing against them. And so I don't know. I think it's huge. We got to have tonight. That's all I'm going to say. We got to have tonight. I don't like us if we don't.
I kind of agree. It does seem like it is a do or die, but really, in all honesty, if we go down 3-2, we're back at home. Anything can happen. But the physicality of this series is just taking a toll on us a little bit, even though we are healthy. Of course, the percentages, I feel it's a must-win game, but I don't want to go out on a limb and say, hey, we're done, we're toast with it, because we are coming back home for at least one. But it's just all about who scores first. I'm telling you.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate that. That will do tonight's preview show. I'm going to wrap this meeting up and meet you guys back on here in about 5 minutes for the Timberwolves show. And win or lose, we will be back on Thursday to discuss game 5, tonight's game, as well as preview game 6. So appreciate everybody for watching. Man Cave Sports signing out. Go Wild.